little bit of advertising news. The CEO of AdAdvance posted this on his LinkedIn, and I am interested in it. So basically, what I understand is there's a new function in Amazon advertising to copy your campaigns from the United States to, say, Canada, or even potentially into Europe. Very interesting. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. So the bad news is there is not a way to do this manually yet, and there's not a lot of info on this. So this is more of a teaser, hey, this might be coming kind of video. But basically, and I went through and tried to check this manually myself. No option to do this inside of Seller Central at this stage. So what Joe found is that they made an announcement in the API notes for those that have access to advertising API connections. And inside of that, you can now functionally use the API to copy the campaigns over. So most people listening to this, probably close to 100 out of 100 people listening to this, are not actually going to go connect an API and do this. So it's not necessarily useful information if you're trying to manage your own campaigns and you manually do it and you're not sophisticated enough to have an API account. But what's interesting is that, generally speaking, when an API or a news update like this comes out, we tend to see this eventually make it over to the manual push button. And so right now at My Amazon Guy, we use macros for a lot of our ad changes and whatnot, but we tend to do a lot of ad setup manually. So this could be very beneficial, especially as Canada becomes a little bit more forefront. So Canada, about 7% of the sales in the United States, about the same size as New York. Germany, on the other hand, way bigger market. And while it's a lot of complexity dealing with Europe right now, it's definitely not been our prioritization this year, to be totally honest. We do some work in Europe, but not much. And the UK is weaker than Canada. Germany, though, is crushing it, doing very, very strong. And so if you're outside of the US and you need to launch those European campaigns, and then you launch like 1,000 campaigns, it kind of makes sense to use some API duplication over there. So food for thought with that. We've seen a lot of advertising changes, a lot of developments that's been coming out, and interesting to see all that. There's a lot of news that's flying around. I will keep my ear to the ground and see if I see any other news information. I mean, obviously, this is only an hour old, coming out of Joe, the CEO at AdAdvance here on LinkedIn. And if I see anything else new, I will pass it along as quickly as it comes. Hit that subscribe button so you keep in touch with all of the news, and add any comments if you have wind of anything that you want us to cover or learn more about. My name is Stephen Pope, and I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy.